Taurus, how you going? So from the first until the where you going, Taurus, they're saying where you going? Where are you going for your holidays? Where are you going? They're saying, oh, where are you going? Come back here. Come back here, young man. Something to do with young. The name young, Adam, or Adam and Eve. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. So if you haven't seen this channel before, I channel from the Akashic Records, and then we look at your tarot card reading for the 1st until the 7th Taurus. So something around is the saying something is on repeat, like eat, sleep, rave, repeat, or sleep, eat, or sleep, Pete, or the name Peter and Paul, Pete. You keep saying Peter Pan, something to do with Peter Pan, the boy that never grew up. So there is something around this. Oh, young man, where are you going? Come back here, young man, come back here. So someone could be a teacher. You could be dealing with a 3, which might be a Pisces for a lot of you. But it's like, oh, young man, where are you going? Come back here. Come back here now. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. So some of you it's private flight, right? Private flight. Some of you it's private, like it's personal, it's private. You're dealing with Scorpio. Scorpio, is it new moon or full moon or something? But trust me, I'm going quite loopy at the moment, so bear with me, Taurus. You're definitely dealing with Scorpio because I nearly said Scorpio. So this can be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter or North Node. You will definitely need to know your placements, and anybody around you that you speak to in life, you'll need to know their placements. That's pretty much everybody. That's where everybody says, well, I seem to watch every reading and they all seem to relate. That's because you may have a lot of relations. If you have a lot of relations or you have a lot of people that you interact with daily, then that is pretty much going to be everybody in your soul group. So that's why they probably relate to you. So something to do with your relatives, your relations. It's in the relative. It's my relatives. It's my relatives. The relatives are coming over, or the relative, negative. The negative Nelly. Something to do with the negative relative, which is something to do with around either Sagittarius, but I would say Libra. Someone that has Libra in their chart, and it's like, is it positive, is it negative, is it positive, is it negative? Okay, so someone's probably trying to find out some news here around blood work or something that could be going on internally with them, is what they're saying. Like, this is personal and it's private, it's like we're going to the hospital but privately, okay, and we want to keep this in the family and it's private, and it's somebody that could be in the family itself that could well be ill. Okay, and it's going to seek a private, like a second opinion. We need to go for a second opinion. And it's private and confidential. And is it good news or bad news? Is it positive or is it negative? So, like, I don't know if this is any, like, big signs of anything that is happening internally. I hate to throw out the word cancer, but it might be a Cancerian. But, like, it's news. Either way, they're saying, like, some sort of news. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it good? Like, is my blood good or is my eggs good? Okay, so I'm hearing, like, is my eggs any good? Am I okay? Like, am I pregnant or are my eggs good? And can I bear children? Can I also bear my children that I have at the moment because of the, oh, young man, come back here. So you might have a lot of kids if you've got them that they're overacting, they're acting out basically for a lot of you this week. Some of you, like I said, it might be where are my eggs any good and can I have children and can I either one have any more or can I have them at all? That might be for a lot of you. I'm also hearing the name Stuart. Okay, steward also. Something to do with around a bar steward as well. So you're looking at something to do with a pub, a boozer and a pub where they sell alcohol. I'm also hearing the name Sal or Sally Ann. Okay, something also to do with your nan. They're saying, sorry, but this is the Akashic. If you haven't seen this channel before, this is pretty much how I read it from the Akashic Records. Okay. It's just one piece at a time. So you're dealing with a Pisces, something to do with a piece of Pisces. We need a piece of that. Some of you are looking after your health and like on a diet and a piece of cake. Too many people with a piece of cake. I don't know what that's representing. Paul McCartney, Meccano set. Something to do with, it came up through Aries reading where it was a Meccano set. And something to do with my car or like nuts and bolts, Frankenstein or the name Frankie. Okay. Frank, also Frank. Fit as a butcher's dog. Something to do around Leo also here. Sorry, Taurus, if you haven't met this channel before, like I said, we will get there to what your channel messages are. Okay, let's stick with the facts. There's something here around needing some facts first. Like, I need to get my facts straight. Let's just get one thing perfectly clear about facts. Okay, facts, like Halifax, someone that's from Halifax, they keep saying Halifax, or a Filofax. Let me just get one thing perfectly straight first. I need to get my facts straight. Am I hearing you correctly? So there might be, because I'm envisioning with my eyes closed, something around a hospital and saying, look, let's just get one thing perfectly straight first. We need the facts. We don't need anything that isn't really telling us, you know, like a second opinion or from a doctor. We don't want fucking around. We don't want messing about. We basically just want the facts first. We just need to make sure that I've got my facts straight. Jackie, Jackson, someone from Jacksonville or Jackie. But let's just make one thing perfectly clear. Let's get my facts straight first. Did you really just tell me something? Like some sort of news, like good news or bad news? I can't really tell you. So you're looking at Goodman, the name Goodman or Goodwin, okay? Or Edwina or Edwin. Edwin Collins, someone also that has a name with Colin or Collins in it. Okay, Misha Collins or Michelle Collins or Michelle. Okay, but something around that we need to get our facts straight first. But I definitely keep hearing this argument for a lot of you where it's to do with, let's just get one thing perfectly clear first. Let's just clear this up. So some of you could have had like a big argument or a Barney, the name Barnett, or something to do around someone's hair being cut here. Someone that cuts hair, because that's also in Britain we call it a barnet. So some of you might be a hairdresser or something like that, a hairdresser. Okay, but I'm definitely hearing like, dress it up. Look, let's just dress it up. Let's just dress it. So that here there is someone that may need like something dressing. Like, okay, I'm seeing somebody bandaging up their arm through self-harm. Somebody that's cutting or has them like lines, a Leo or lines, something on their skin, and they need it bandaging up, because I'm seeing somebody doing this, but it's like a cut on someone's arm. They keep saying that somebody's self-harming, or putting themselves in harm's way is also that energy. So it's either self-harm or in harm's way, or the name Harness, Mel Harness, also bandaging something up because they're saying that something might need dressing, like a cut or a wound that might need dressing. So be careful of any sharp implements. I know these are very strange for a lot of you guys, but trust me, there are things that happen in my life that I can't avoid. When they happen, they do happen. For instance, very quickly, if you don't believe me, when I was saying around copyright material and things being flagged, that was actually me. When I put out the last Angel Radio and I put up the zombie part at the beginning, that was actually a free clip, but because of the zombie noise on it, it was actually, I didn't get a copyright strike. I just got where you can't put adverts on it because it was someone else's. So I actually took that bit off. So all that spouting and stuff I was saying around copyright material in music, that actually did relate to myself. So these things, when they come up for you, Taurus, I can tell you the messages, but for a lot of the times, it's hard for me to explain about messages. You might think that it's someone else, but it's also you at times, okay? So they're saying it's also you at times. You can be very stubborn, and trust me, I know that one. But you can be very stubborn and very arrogant at times, and you don't have time to listen to me for a lot of you. So you could really be going through that parenting thing, or you're going something through Stephen or Stephen King, but Steve, I keep hearing Steve. And like, you can be very stubborn and very arrogant at times, and you don't have time to listen to me. Why is that? Through lessons of what I've learned, Taurus, and this is very important, and also for me to take on at times, is to realise that when you go through an argument, okay, and when you are arguing with somebody, that person will see you as someone that is very argumentative, as you will see that person as very argumentative also. And that is where you will form separation and you will argue till hammer and tongue. Okay, so when it comes to control and things like this, trust me, the person that always thinks they're right will think that they're in their right and that people are standing in their way, okay? And then the other person will see it exactly the same. Trust me, they will, okay? So you've got that. What I've also noticed about my, and I will give this because a lot of you may relate to this, is that my job and my calling of what I do here spiritually, it requires a hell of a lot of clear conscience, okay? When you go through arguments with anybody in life, you can't think straight. When you can't think straight, i.e. being in a relationship with, say, me, that is very difficult because my calling comes first and my ego has to be separated from any kind of frustration. And that is what leads to a hell of a lot of things where you fight with people and so on and so forth. And me personally, when I go through these times, I have to ignore people because my calling and my job comes first. And that is where it's very difficult also for anybody to understand that, because it's a little bit like prophecy, really. I feel that everybody is really designated in order to be alone. When you have a calling like I do specifically, and you can relate this to however you like, Taurus, but when you have a calling like I do, my job always comes first, and my clear conscience and my clear thoughts always come first. So I have to ignore a lot of other people, and that's where you can come across as very arrogant, because people think that you don't have time for them. When people think that you can't tend to their need and you can't tend to their feelings, you come across as stubborn and arrogant. And when you do, that's really, for me, it's my job. And I put my job first, my calling first, because I have to have a clear mind. And when I don't, and people argue, I don't pay attention to them, and I pretty much walk off and don't have time to listen to someone's feelings, and that way you come across as arrogant. And that is where some of you have a Scorpio placement yourself, or other people do. That is also what is going on astrology wise, they're saying, but that is also part of your calling, and it is a lesson there to be learnt around pretty much what come first, the chicken or the egg, both. So it's learning to obviously, well, there kind of really isn't a lesson there, if I'm honest. There kind of is, but there kind of isn't. It's kind of like someone standing in your way, or something that really needs to, like, someone needs your attention quite a lot, or they try to get your attention quite a lot, and someone that you don't have time for, and they keep wanting you to have time for them, but you don't have time for yourself, and that is where you may not be putting yourself first. And I've said this for a very long time. When you put yourself first, people will blame you for putting yourself first because you don't pay attention to what they need or want. Definitely if you get male and female, feminine or masculine energies, because the masculine will focus on what they want and what they have to do. Okay, when you draw anybody, when you take your focus off yourself, off your work, off a clear mind, off a clear conscience, when you take your mind off of that and you focus it upon a person, that's where the energy gets very dense and you start to argue, because there may be things that are accumulating up in your life that could be very simple that you're not actually getting done, and because you're not getting it done, that's where you become very frustrated, and that's where you and your partner may well take this out on each other. If there isn't partnership, there is, like, this will also, like I said, through karma you can't avoid it. So if it doesn't come up in your partnership, it will come up in your friendship. If it doesn't come up in your friendship, it will come up in your family life. If it does, it will come up in all of them. Okay, but it's a reflection of soulmate. So because we are all soulmates, you have a lot of Scorpio energy here. Constriction of Taurus and Scorpio that you've had before. Definite Scorpio. But they're saying that there's a lot of frustration, and because there's a lot of frustration, I think that it's an accumulating of things in life that are being built up that have not been done, and because they're not been done, if you don't have time for someone, if you get a feminine energy that gets very upset and very attentive, and that I need you to focus on the argument, when you don't focus on the argument and someone is very argumentative and they can't believe that you've done or said something, blah blah blah, because they do or they don't, that's where you get whichever way it would be around Sagittarius, Libra, because it would be some days I do, some days I don't, some days I can, some days I can't, but I can't do it all the time. I can't tend to your need all the time. I need a clear focus, and I need to focus on my job. I can't always, like, this can also represent if you've got kids. I can't focus on you all the time. Like, I have to focus on myself, and when I do and I start focusing on my job, you always need me or you always want me, and if I can't give you that what you want at that time, I can't always tend to your feelings. I can't worry about your feelings. I have to worry about my own. And you constantly get into this battle with this person, or a battle cat, something to do with a Leo for a lot of you, Okay, there is frustration and there's also intimidating, but there's also confidence. If someone lacks in confidence in any way in order to do things, I think you get very frustrated, definitely around Leos, and I find this also with Leos. If they lack in confidence themselves, right? If there are certain things that annoy you about someone that doesn't have confidence with a person that really does have a lot of confidence, if a person lacks in confidence and they don't do things, you can't force this person to do things that they're not confident in. But a lack of confidence and a lack of strength and a lack of courage to do things here, what they're saying, also annoys another person here, because you do have the confidence and you do know that this person doesn't have confidence, and because they don't, and when they're lacking it, you have this way of trying to overpower someone to have confidence, but they won't. They refuse to have the... Trust me, these little synchronicities of messages are so important, because life, it promotes confidence, and if you don't have confidence and you meet someone that does have confidence, the person that lacks in it is the person that gets very emotional because they don't have confidence, right? Confidence can be shown in many ways. It's because if you talk with a person and they don't show like that they're ready and that, you know, they've got full attention, and they're like, look, I just need your attention for a minute. Will you get off your phone? Will you get off your game? Look, I'm just so like, will you please just do this one thing for me? I just, look, hello, look, just, look, you know, 5 minutes of your time, just please, just give me, you know, just blah blah blah. Oh no, I can't do that. I just please just give me your attention just for 5 minutes. I just need to say something to you, blah blah blah. You've also got this reflection that's coming through as parents as well, where someone has probably controlled you or something in the past. You've had a lot of arguments. There's a lot of water under the bridge. You're still in a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's been a lot of water under the bridge. There's been a lot of things that have been done and already been said, done, put you stern, there you are. There's been a lot of things that have been done and said in life that many times that you've gone over it, eat, sleep, rave, repeat. You've done it, you've constantly gone over it, you've done it, and it's like a broken record. And it's like, I don't have time for you because I know damn well that we're going to argue, and that you're like a high flyer, like a tower as such. Okay, and it feels like that you've got tower after tower after tower after tower, or tower, then tower, you're right, tower. Yeah, like I've told you time and time again, I've told you, and I've gone over it, and I've gone over it, and I've gone over it. Whichever way it is, you've got like a big energy here of constantly replaying out the same cycles here that are like, if I'm honest, Taurus, what it is around an accumulation of things that are just building up. And it's when masculine energies focus on themselves that feminine energies also don't see the fact that you're caring to my feelings, right? It's because you're dealing with fixed signs, right? You're dealing with fixed signs. You're definitely dealing with Scorpio. They don't show their feelings. They show strength. They show courage in order to persist, to keep doing it. So if you're getting annoyed by one, or you are one, then you're going through restriction. So that's that message there for you, for a lot of you. So let's go back to the actual channel messages here that they were at the beginning. Something here is around a band-aid and needing to dress up a wound here. Something that's being cut here. Somebody that could have been cut open or is in self-harm and harming themselves and cutting themselves, they're saying, is a very important one there. Okay, bandages, bandage, bandicoot. Some of you are playing bandicoot. Bandicoot? Marmaduke. I'm also hearing marmalade or Marmaduke. Marmalade or Marmaduke. There's a racial thing here, or the name Rachel. Okay? Rachel, I mean Rachel. Bandage. Crash. Bandicoot. Crash. Don't know what that's for. Don't want to throw that one out there. Somebody in hospital here, or someone like... Someone's looking for a second opinion. Let's go to that one, because that was an important message there for you guys. Someone's looking for a second opinion, anything medical here. Medical history, looking through my medical history and trying to find out a conditioning of something. Of like, I don't know, I keep picking up on something on the brain, or someone that is, I don't know, in the family even, of someone visiting someone in hospital and they're looking for a second opinion from a doctor. Or you've got a doctor's appointment and you're just going in order to have your bloods checked and done, or something like that. But like, I need a second opinion. I'm going to stick with those. I'm going to leave those at that Taurus, just make sure. You're alright. Steve, did you just slap yourself? I do that because I have to slap my soul back into my earthly being and stop going out there. But because that's where y'all see, those bits are what y'all get for free. That's me putting my head and my mind and my soul into the twilight zone, basically. So I'm gone, like I'm not here, like I'm flying around picking up all these messages, right? So I have to come back to myself, right? So you know, you contract stuff, right? I was going to do it. It was in. It's going to be in the Magician's Table Part 2, but it's going to have a lot to do with the Akashic records. Okay. But yeah, it's like twin flame energies and stuff like that. You know, when you contract with another person, you contract their DNA, right? Their DNA, their coding, and so on and so forth. And people start glitching out, and God knows what else, because you spent too much time with somebody, or you spent too much time going over the same thing. And if someone's got loads of shit going on, and you're connected with a person, you're picking up on their shit. That's what I'm saying. That's where it's very difficult. Definitely in a relationship with me, that's for sure. Is that you know, I can't listen to too much crap and too much shit, and I don't have time for it, and I don't have time for people's feelings. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, you know. And when you become masculine, you realise that people that are very feminine, intoriated, and they're very like, yeah, but I've got loads of things and blah blah blah, and I want to argue about it, and I want you to talk about it. And it's like, no, I just fuck, you know. That's. You know, that's men, right? That's men, and that's also masculine energies, and that's, you know, I can't stay around someone that's going over something in their head, whether it hurts them or not, and they go over it in their head, and they go over it in their head, and they go over it in their head. That creates a mirror for me, and it's kind of like, oh, fuck, I can't be dealing with all of that. I've got to think. I can't think clearly. I don't want to keep arguing. I'm sick to death of it. I don't want to be around you. I've just got to have some time. I've just got to fucking sort myself out. Like, I've got to think about my work. I can't keep thinking about all of this, like, stuff, right? So, those messages are there for you, for Taurus. Taurus. So, show me what's been going on with Taurus, please. What's been going on with Taurus? What's been going on with Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, Taurus. What's been going on with them? What has been going on with them? Three of Swords, you're dealing with the Pisces. Yeah, but you pissed me off, you broke my heart, you made me cry. Oh, I'm sorry. But sorry seems to be the hardest word. Anybody else out there struggling to say sorry whilst in a relationship where you think it's their fault and they think it's your fault? Anybody out there okay with saying sorry? But I'm hearing like, yeah, but you broke my heart. You hurt my ego. My ego is bruised. It's bruised. See here, I'm definitely picking up that someone bandaging. That's the bandage I see. But like bandaging up something. Like I said, there still is that wound there here, but fresh wound. When it's a fresh wound and it's just happened here, then everybody starts talking to friends. Oh my God, blah blah blah. I can't believe they're not doing what they're doing. You said these nasty things to me. You hurt my feelings. Yeah, well, I'm sorry about all of that, but I got other things to do. I can't keep tending to your feelings because you've got a wounded ego. Like, because your ego's bruised. Your heart doesn't get bruised. This is a card. Your heart doesn't have like a hole. Oh, so, okay. They're saying someone might have a hole in their heart. A hole in their heart here. Hole in the heart. Don't know what that's for. Here, but again, you know, people's like, you know, when it comes to your feelings aren't created by your heart. Your heart isn't what produces feelings. Can you see them? Do you know what they are? It's just the human, right? So here, sorry, but that really is a Scorpio thing, right? It's just that I can't always tend to your feelings. Like, I can't always worry about what it is that you want to know or don't want to know. I can't always worry about what your feelings are. Why do you get so hurt? Why do you always get so feminine? Right? I'm sorry, guys, but why do you always get so feminine? You know, why are you always like getting upset with every little word I say? Why is it that you just like, because I don't like, oh, right? It's like, well, get over it. You know, just get over it. It's just words, for God's sake. Yeah, well, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, they did. Well, okay, there you go then. What can I do about it? It's already been said. So get over it. That's what I'm hearing. Well, just get over it. What's the matter? Just get over it. You know, just get over it. There's such a male energy. It really is. Trust me, y'all guys think you don't know me? Or know me? No. That's what I'm like. Just get over it. What's the matter with you? Just get over it. Oh, it's fine. Just bloody move on. For God's sake. Just move on. Get over it. It is. Sorry, but it is. You know, by the time you've gone through the karma, everybody keeps saying, the karmic. No, it's never anybody else. It's always about yourself, right? It's always about the other person also. But please do not ever mention in my comment section that somebody is like sending in the karmic energy. You all are. All of you are, right? Everybody. It's just bollocks, twin flame readers that have evolved it into brainwashing. The karmics. Still reading about the karmic energies. Who are they with? They're preparing themselves to come to me. They're doing it to me. No, the karmics do not exist. It's a word, right? The karmics. Jesus. You've picked it up by bollocks twin flame readers that have evolved it into brainwashing people. The karmics. Jesus. Yeah, well, I'm exempt from mine. No, I guarantee you ain't. And I'm still Gary, the name Gary or Tina. Right. Be careful of the mole in the soul group. Came up through the extended readings in the monthlies. In the soul group. In the soul group. Right. Mole in the soul group. That's what I said. Y'all guys will think that it'll be something, and then all of a sudden Spirit will go, well, you ain't going to avoid it. No matter which or whatever you do in life, you ain't going to run from this. You are going to learn it, and you'll think that it's that person, but it ends up being that person, and that person, and all three of them, and you're like, right, fuck everybody out. Everybody, just leave me the hell alone. I need some time to sort my goddamn skull out, to slap my soul back into itself, right? So wake the fuck up and just like... I'm picking up some aggression. Anyway, Taurus, let's see. Move on. Just get over it. That's what I'm hearing. Just get over it. That's if that's an argument. If that's anybody that is upset because of an illness or something like that, then that's obvious, baby. Right? It's obvious, baby. It's one of my songs on Angel Radio, but it's obvious, right? Let's see. Taurus, what's been going on? Ooh, you got Piscean energy here. 3 and 3, baby. 3 and 3. 3 all 3. Okay. 3 and 3. 3 is the magic number. So what do we do? Well, get over it. Yeah, well, I need to message you just to let you know that you hurt my feelings. Okay. Well, what can I do about that? What can I do about it? It's been done. It's been said. I can't do any more about it, right? What do you want me to do? So basically the world is telling me that you've formed a distance from this person. You've distanced yourself from them, okay? You've distanced yourself from the group for a while, which means that you may not be talking to family and friends and stuff like that, and there's just somebody that needs to get over something, so the world means separation here. That you're not really talking about it. Or haven't been. Oh, 9 of Wands, there you go. Mole in the soul group here. So it's an infection, that's what I said. Trust me when I'll tell you, I can come across this way, right? Because when somebody's got so much going on in their head and they lack confidence and they lack strength, it annoys the shit out of me. Okay, it does, I'm sorry, but it does. When someone doesn't have confidence to do things, right, and they show this side of themselves where they may not have confidence to do things, when they don't, and you're trying to tell someone, look, for God's sake, can you just do this thing? No, I can't do that. It's, oh, for fuck's sake, don't worry, I'll do it myself, right? I'll be more efficient, you can be dealing with the fish, but I'm more efficient just doing it myself, and I keep focusing on you all the time to try and give you what you want. And you always end up like in a daze where you're kind of like, hello, you're not with it, hello, you're spending more time on multimedia, you're spending more time online, you're spending more time talking to your friends than anything else, and you're really not paying attention to what, like, I'm saying to you. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Like, you know, can you do this one thing for me? Can you do that? And you're like, oh no, I can't do that. And you're like, oh Jesus Christ, why can't you just do that? Why can't you do that? Like, right? But it's confidence also. It's paranoia. It's a trigger, right? So basically, when someone has all of this kind of thing that's going on in their life and they're not paying attention, and they're kind of like focused more on negative energies that are going on in life. When you're this is how difficult it is dating a medium. I'll be God's honest truth with you, right? When I'm in a relationship, if someone's concentrating on all of this stuff and it's in their head, I pick up on that. I pick up on the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions. I take on someone's emotions because of like an empath, or pick up on everybody's emotion. So when you're like connected with a person, if they're going through something that's very emotional in their head and in their heart, okay, and there's something very traumatic going on with a friend or a person that's a part of a soul group, when they're concentrated more on that energy, if you're contracted with a soulmate and they're going through that, they cause a mirror and a trigger that causes you to have an argument, and that's where spirit will cause that argument, because prophecy basically means man should be alone. You need time in the wilderness. You need time to reflect. You need time to go over what's more important in life. You know, what is more important, right? So you only get that through separation, where you're like, well, thank God. It's like spirit will say, okay, you're not leaving time for yourself. You're not putting yourself first. We know you got all these things that you need to get done. And because you are, if you're not going to say it, then I'll say it. And if nobody says it, then spirit will say it. So it'll make an argument go, well, for God's sake, will you please just like do something like this? You're really winding me up. All these little synchronicities of stuff that I know that goes on in my relationship and in my family. I know you, right? So I know that it's affecting me because like an infection. It's infecting me because like you're paying attention to all of this stuff and you're really not paying attention. Hello, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, right? Because you're not. What you come up against PTSD, which is basically coming back after an argument, right? So it's like coming back from war, right? Separation, breakup, right? So it means that after an argument, you've ended up in this state here because of someone really not paying attention to the other person's needs or wants, someone really not paying attention to life in general, okay, and they're really not with it, and you're like, hello, for God's sake, will you please just do this one thing? Oh no, I'm not. I'm like up in the clouds and I'm more worried about all of these things that are going on around me other than I am myself. Well, if life itself then starts to get worse, well then there's a progression of things getting worse there, because whichever way it is that you learn it, with a lover, a mother, a brother, a sister, a friend or a lover, whichever way around it is that you learn these here, okay, it's unavoidable. It's stuff that can't be, like, you can't really shed blame upon one another because it's stuff that just happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, right? So you get these frustrating moments where you're like, oh fuck, I've had enough. I've had enough. I need a break, man. I'm not putting myself first and I'm not thinking about things in my life. Simple things like, I haven't got any shopping in, right? And my shopping bill, and I've got to go shopping. And I need something fixing and blah, blah, blah. And I haven't got that fixed either. And, I've got a pile of work that needs doing and so on and so forth. And I haven't got that done. And all these slight things in life, they accumulate to like, I just don't have time. I don't have time to like concentrate on all of this argument. I need to think straight. I can't keep attending to this shit, right? I can't do that. I've got to concentrate on work. I've got things that are building up in my life that I haven't got done, and because I haven't, and I've probably sacrificed things for your argument, I ain't got time to listen to your shit. Trust me, that's majority of men that will say that to you guys, and it will. And that's me. That is me. I'm sorry, but I ain't got time to deal with all of that shit. I got better things to do than to keep going over it. So I'm just not going to pay attention to you now. If you weren't paying attention to what I said, and now you have paid attention to what I said because I said something that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, but fucking, it's an argument, right? It's an argument. You'll see a mirror there. through what I'm saying. So, what's the time? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Something to do around a wolf, or wolf in sheep's clothing, but nah, it's just a lesson. Wolf in sheep's clothing, dealing with Leo. This could be a Leo, it could be Virgo Leo, because it's courage and strength and needing to persist, right? So, sister, something like that. Three of Swords, Three of Cups. I mean, you're going to be pissed off if you're in a third-party relationship. If you're in a metaphysical one, you're not in a relationship with the person. You just get very pissed off and annoyed the fact that a man or a woman is with them. You will do. You'll get very annoyed and very pissed off. You know, you'll just keep going around that all the time. So you could be in a third-party relationship. You probably went out, done something, and said, you know what, we're going to feel good. We're going to go out, blah, blah, blah. It ended up not being as good as what you expected here. There could be not a celebration, but it could be people getting together over someone that, you see, they could have passed through this 3 here, because there's been a lot of people, trust me, I've predicted a lot of things just lately around people, just, sorry, but the word of dropping down like flies. Loads of people, right, loads of people, loads of illnesses, I mean, not the coronavirus, just like the coronavirus dropped in Britain, everybody, suddenly all the sanctions have been lifted, and then now there's been loads of people that have actually passed through not having the coronavirus. They've died of causes, natural causes, right? Well, drink, drugs, alcohol, you know, just causes of people passing, right here, 3 and 3. So there's been illness here through hospitals and stuff like that. People passing in your soul group, the world, people that you notice online, you're like, oh shit. Trust me, there's been 4. There's been 4, Scorpio, 4. Right, there's been 4 people I know of that have all passed in my town. 4. Scorpio, new moon, 4. The world. It's set in motion. When your number's up, your number's up. It doesn't matter what you do in life. Trust me, my granddad smoked cigarettes until he was 77, 78, nearly 80 years old. Right, drank alcohol and smoked, you know, he wasn't great for those last parts of the year. And my dad did exactly the same, and my dad passed at the age of 62. And my granddad passed at the age of 78, right? And they both smoked and drank alcohol, backed horses, both basically the same, right? It's just a funny way of life expectancy. I believe that we've kind of got this invisible watch on us, right? And that it's time, and that when it's time, your time's up. It's basically your life clock, right? Your life clock. It's also the Milky Way and things like that. It's all built off time. Everything is an internal clock of life, and it just ticks by, right? And it's just designated within planets to say, okay, by the time all of these planets come around and blah blah blah, and you've learned all these lessons. By the time it comes around to all of these planets lining up, and they all line up within your 1 and 7, sorry, that's the way you look at it, but that's the way it is in life here. Okay. The world. The world here. 8 of Cups. So yeah. You didn't pay attention to this person, you walked off from them. Left them thinking about their feelings of why you're not tending to their emotions. You got a feminine energy that gets very pissed off and annoyed with the masculine here. Yeah. For not being a feminine. That's what I'm saying. Even if you were in a same-sex relationship, you would have a feminine masculine energy, right? You would. But because there has to be. Right, so you've got this bit where the masculine is pretty much just doing their thing here, not acting the way a feminine wants them to, getting very frustrated and pissed off because they don't. Right, there's nothing wrong with the wounded pride of an ego of a woman. Sorry, but you know, because a man will be like, bruv, shut up. shut up, keep going on and on and on and on and on. Please just be quiet, right? Please just be quiet, right? I haven't got time to listen to that shit, right? I really haven't, right? I'm out, right? Woman will be like, oh, right, you hurt my ego, you hurt my pride, and I'm gonna, like, you know, I want a divorce, and I'm gonna take your kids, and I'm gonna take my kids, and I'm gonna, like, I want everything, and I want half the house, and I want all this, and I want all of that because you you lied, so I'm gonna ruin your life through hurt feelings. People can go too far in life by trying to get the other person back because they hurt their feelings. There's nothing worse than a person scorned of hurt feelings. A wounded pride, the wounded warrior. See, I have Aries in Chiron also, but in other places as well. But 12th house, Chiron is also there. I think it is, I can't remember. The wounded warrior. Nine of Wands. The Sun, Leo, there you go. Leo. It's also in the family. It's also in the family. So it can be people that are listening to family members. It can be people that are paying more attention to soul group and what are going on in them. Drawing their focus away from themselves and focusing on another that frustrated another person that ended up snapping because the other person wasn't really paying attention to what they wanted or needed. So you basically got an argument there. That's also, like I said, if it didn't come up in your love life, it came up in your family. If it didn't come up in your family, it came up in your friends. It could have even come up in all of them and all of the above. Okay? So above, so below. Okay? This is also Cancer, because this is also radiation. Somebody that needs medical attention. So it can be, like I said, it can be a tumour. It can be anything like that, you know, because it is. This is radiation. So it's needing radiotherapy also, okay. Radiology is also what I'm hearing. Psychology, psychologist, psychology. Psychopath or sociopath. Sociopath. Or Pam, and then Pam, also Pam or Pamela. Okay. Anyway, that's your reading so far. Sorry guys, that's your past, that's your intergalactic weird shit channel messages. Please do not complain with the free time that I give you by doing that. Trust me, you're getting some free quality stuff there, okay? So anything that you do to help, would really appreciate it. But your reading for the week, from the first, well, it'll be roughly that, will be over the 1st or the 2nd till the 7th, whichever way. But the first week of April, sorry, man, I'm really lost in time at the moment. I nearly said Aries as well. Taurus, trust me, I'm doing a Taurus reading. The rest of your reading will only be on the full access bundle on Patreon. It's also supporting me as a channel for a lot of you. I know I'm trying to give you as much as I can, but I'm also, it also supports me as a channel to do this for everybody, okay? So that's also a big factor as well. Yeah, if you want the rest of your readings, obviously there's 4 to 5, there's loads of other readings on there on the full access bundle, but it includes everything that comes out this month as well as last and blah blah blah. But you can find a video that will explain literally everything below, but it also explains it on the free video that is a part of Patreon. It does, when you click on it, it will give you the video because I've linked it to that. It explains everything on the tin, but this and all the rest of the readings this month will only go over to Patreon and the full access bundle. You can find all links provided with whatever you need provided below in the show more section. Thank you so much, Taurus, and I'll hopefully catch you over on Patreon.